I feel like BOPS need to stop pushing on younger people that this is a great job for you. It is a great job for me, but it may not be a great job for the people that you're trying to push it onto, you know?
What's good, peeps? It's your boy JP back at it again with another reaction video, and today we are reacting to ABBA and Preach yet again. These wise brothers, we about to have some intellect conversation. But anyway, the video is OF model warns young women. So the Bonnie Blue one is doing pretty decent on the page, you know. Obviously for a beginner page, it's not doing too bad, so you know I rock with it. So I'm assuming it's gonna be in the same lane. Maybe it might even bring Bonnie Blue up. We don't know, but yeah. If you know any if you know any OF models, if you have any people any women that are aspiring to be OF models, hit the like button and share this video with them. And also hit the subscribe button and join the Prosper Gang. It's a whole lot of prosperity around here. So with that being said, without further ado, let's just get into the video.
Unpopular opinion from a BOP. You do not need to be a BOP.
You know what a BOP is? That's an old school term. I haven't heard that.
No, it's not an old school term. Bop back in the days used to be like oh shit, this is a tune. This is the bop.
That's right.
But it switched to, you know.
When? I feel like I'm still old. I stopped. She's a bop. That's a New York thing they used to say like in the 2010s.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah.
It's not old, but it's old.
Okay, because your definition of old is very hurtful, but it's all right. Okay, you say 2010, it's cool.
Fair.
Old 2010, old. 2010 is old school. Shit.
My bad. So bop in this context means OnlyFans. All right, let's keep watching.
You do not need to be a BOP right when you turn 18. Try something else first, you know? You have lots of other options. I tried hair school, music school, art school. I went to college for 4 years. Yes, indeed. Try something else first, because once you're a BOP, you probably won't have the chance to try everything that you wanted to try.
Except all the dick. What?
Most people on OnlyFans don't really be sleeping around that much.
No, they don't.
So
they just touch themselves.
Shit. I would beg to differ.
Touch and bring, babe.
And dudes pay millions, so it is what it is.
Live your life.
It is.
The top people don't. Let's just put it like that.
What it is.
I feel like BOPs need to stop pushing on younger people that this is a great job for you. It is a great job for me, but it may not be a great job for the people that you're trying to push it onto, you know?
100%. I agree. Try some other things. Please try some other things. Please don't go straight to BOP. If you go straight to BOP, I'm gonna ask some serious questions. You went straight to BOP? What kind of unfortunate?
It's just being kind of lazy. Like that's like making a decision that it's hard to walk away from. Like once you hit with that stigma, you hit with that stigma. It ain't like you started and you can just walk away like ain't nothing happened. Nah.
Turns of event happen in your no, that was old school. Back then it used to be that. Nowadays I feel like it's different. You don't have to have an unfortunate turns of event to become a BOP. It's just so much part of social media and stuff like that. You open your social media, you see BOP everywhere. BOP, 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 BOP. So I'm like, yeah. But yeah, do try something else. Yeah.
I don't even think it matters if these BOPs, as you like to call them, promoted to 18-year-olds. Like we have a society that just generally venerates sex in every way possible. It's on every music video, it's every TikTok, it's every Instagram reel. You just scrolling, it's just
nah, for real. Like the amount of teaser content that you see as thumbnails, I might even do it for the thumbnail of this video. So it just, that's what it is. Unfortunately, sex sells. Not a good thing, but it is reality.
Sex all the time. It's sex appeal, it's skimpy outfits, it's whatever it is. And then we also venerate like getting money. And what's easier than doing this OnlyFans stuff. There's a lot of difficult jobs out there. There's a lot of jobs that demand a lot out of you, but very few of them compensate you well, especially when you're 18. So when you see these 18-year-olds who are fucking multi-millionaire, what was the youngest one recently? I saw she was making more than the biggest NBA player, Sophie Rain.
Mm-hmm.
I pretend like I didn't know her name. I know. It's very difficult to look at an 18-year-old after that and be like, maybe try something else. It's
Like, what did that person have more than I do? You're like, I got the same parts. So let's bop. That's crazy.
Like when so many things seem out of reach for people financially in terms of owning a house, whatever, and then afterwards you turn around and say, maybe try other things. It's like, well, you're a multimillionaire with very few skill sets outside of being a bop. Why wouldn't I do that too? I'm not saying her message is bad. I agree with her. At the end of the day, I feel like it's such a drop in the bucket and not something that really influences young people. Because once they see the money going in, they going. The same reason why all these young cats want to be athletes. They all have the same aspirations from a young child.
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Or if you can.
They taking brain damage for it in some sports.
You can even bring it down to another level.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that I knew back then. It was a weird thing at school where trade work was really. They would shame you for trade work. It was not a real job. And mind you, that was teachers saying that. And with the salary of teachers, you should shut the fuck up really about that shit. Because that person, you're going to become a garbage man. Yeah, garbage man makes more than you. Oh, that one's not going to become a doctor. Bitch, you're not a doctor. Okay? There's trade jobs that you felt the pain, right?
I did.
There's these trade jobs that they were like, I'm not, you should know. Go to college. But then again, these guys that wanted, no, let me just skip the 3 years of school, the 2 last years of school that I got to go work in construction.
It's just that people are having a wake up call to the reality of what the world is right now. People are realizing that college is a scam, unless you're going for a necessary degree that you have to get into that field. And even then, you might still be getting scammed over. People are realizing that. People are realizing that a lot of the systems that we were told to follow is just putting us in a numbers game. Like, we just another number. You know what I mean? So people want to start living a life, the one life they do have, to live the life they want to. Like, let's just use this as an example. Like, I have a good job. Like, the job I have, for most people, be like, oh, well, okay, I got this job, I can chill. Like, I don't really have to do much and nothing else. But I always knew I was a creative of some sort. I direct music videos. I do a lot of things video related, right? So I'm a videographer, a cinematographer. I do all that, right? So I always knew that I was a little bit more than just doing the average life, following the average life path. I worked a good job because, it pays the bills, you know what I'm saying? Keeps the lights on, and then the money I make for cinematography and videography is a plus. And then hopefully I add YouTube to that, to where that can take over my job income, because that's the goal. So with that being said, subscribe to the Prosperity Gang, you know what I mean? But with that being said, yeah, it's a lot that people are trying to wake up to, and they're trying to get away from the traditional lifestyles that we were told to follow, and realize, not even, especially in this age, that if you follow that, because I don't think people would have a problem with following the traditional American dream, or I guess in their case, they in Canada, the Canadian dream, whatever it is. I think people are starting to realize that, like, even by following that, people wouldn't have a problem following it if it could get them everything they want in their life. But the fact that you have to follow it and it's still not enough, people are starting to realize, well, I'm going to take this one life I have and do it the way I want to. If following it the way y'all want me to follow it ain't going to work, then I'd rather just take my bets and my chances and doing it the way I want to do it. It still might not work, but at least I'm happy doing what I want to do. Because if it's not going to work either way, I'd rather just do what I want to do and be at least happy doing what I like to do, and it still not work, right? But for me, it will work, because we dropping these videos and we getting active. So subscribe to the Prosper Gang, because we up, or we trying to be. Shout out to you.
They see some people that they know work in construction, the paycheck that they pull, or go work, trade work. Let me go to mechanical school. I learned that. And then if I go up north, I'm 18, 19. I'm 19 years old. I'm making 100 powwow a year. And back then, that was back then. Like, I'm talking about in the 90s. They're making 80. You're 18 years old. You're 80. No, stay in school. For what? You already proved to me that school was not for good for me, and I could do this job. I could do this. I'm gonna go and do that, and then so it's really hard. You don't have the means to compete against that. Mm-hmm. So always talking about, yeah, you have to have your house, you have to have this. That was back then. Now you always see that in social media. Oh, lavish life, the food, the trips, the yachts. You want that too? But you're 18. What's gonna be your access to do it? Crime or bop?
Or sports.
Or sports or entertainment. So you know what? I understand these kids going there. I'm not saying yes, go in there, but I understand. Mm-hmm. The same way I'm not really for going for the army. I'm not a fan of that. But I understand. You tell to a kid, hey, I don't have money to go to college. They gonna pay my college. I just gotta do 4 years. Sign me up. Mm-hmm. I understand. With the rest of the situations, it's just that we have to have a bigger conversation than don't do that. Okay? But look at what everything else is just being shoved in my brain. Hence the reason why I really agree with what you were saying about the age limit on social media for certain people. That's part of that conversation too. So if we're having the first conversation about don't choose this over that, it's because they're being fed certain things.
Yep.
Anyways, go ahead.
And another part of it is that most of these OnlyFans creators don't really make much money. I think most of it's made by like the top 1 or 2%, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other 10% that actually make a livable salary off of it don't hear about as much, but they still eating. And they have a small audience, but
that's what I'm saying. It ain't worth it. Showing your good goods online for $150 to $180 ain't nothing. Is it a day? They say a day. Let's go back and see. Look at that. Each month. 150 to 180 each month. That ain't nothing. You showing your good goods for that. You can sell t-shirts and make that shit. Oh, hell no. People out there goddamn mind. Continue.
There's some downsides to it, but I think it's
a lot of downsides. It ain't worth that shit. Come on now.
Difficult to tell someone with no skill set who looks attractive or feels like they can really make it happen, tell them not to do it if they're looking at their bills being paid and a lot of different things. Again,
that's if their bills get paid. It's just a slippery slope. Like, they think that they can just start and immediately get rich. I mean, if you already had clout from something else and you just transfer it over, then yeah, probably. But if you a nobody, a regular person just attractive, but you don't got a lot of clout, and you're going to put in some work, and that stigma with that work is gonna be hard. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I always had this stigma with YouTube. Like, I consume so much YouTube, but one thing I didn't know I didn't want to be a YouTube videographer, a YouTube whatever, right? And I was like, do I want to be a YouTuber? I didn't really care that I would be, but it's like, I wondering if it was going to affect my filmmaking side. And it still might. But at this point, I'm getting older. I don't care. I'm trying to get to this bag and take care of myself and the people that I love and my girl and my dogs, right? So I'm trying to get this bag so we can do that. I mean, I got a while to go, so there ain't no rush, but gotta create the habits. So I don't know. It's just, I always felt that, that stigma. And when you put in the work, you create that stigma, good or bad. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, for 150 to 180 or even $300 a month, ain't worth it. You gotta, for me to say, okay, it might be worth something. If you in Texas, because that's where I'm at, like 4 bands a month, and I would consider that, okay, maybe for you it's worth it. Anything less than that, you waste your goddamn time. Go get a second job.
I understand where everyone else is coming from. But if we're being honest with ourselves, these are just messages that we put out there that make us feel better about it. Because all the other pressures that people are feeling to do this kind of work, you really can't compete with that, in my opinion. I don't think you can. How do
You can if you don't get the results quick enough.
I compete with, like, you might become a multimillionaire? Oh, well, self-respect, this and that. Okay, cool. But you understand, a lot of people don't give a shit about that. A lot of people don't even see it as a downside. So I just think, I don't know. It really does feel as though this battle's already been lost. You know, it's like once you open Pandora's box, you can't put them bitches back inside. How long of a journey did they have to go to destroy all them fucking demons that came out of Pandora's box? We not turning that clock back. So the real question is, what is the new kind of messaging where we can change the current? But there's no way we're going back to what it was before, because people have all seen how much money there is. And every year, the OnlyFans economy grows. I think like OnlyFans is a bigger economy than sports in general in terms of like how much money athletes generate.
Remember when there was...
I'm telling y'all, it's going to be it's going to be 5 and 5 women that have OnlyFans, like a 50-50. Okay, maybe I'm over exaggerating. It'll be like a 40-60, 40% having, 60% not. It's gonna get that bad. It's getting scary out here, y'all. Hold your nuts.
Something where the credit card said, "Oh, you know what? We don't want to approve of OnlyFans, so we're gonna get out of there." And that shit only lasted a week because they realized all the profits that they would lose. Yeah. They shut up real quick when they realized, oh, if we, so the charges and the fee, yeah, how about we just gonna, backpedal.
No, that was pretty much it. Look, I'm not mad at this girl for the message again. I don't think we going back. So that's my real honest opinion. And I don't know. Do you guys feel differently? Do you guys feel like this is something that we can fix or change drastically?
I don't think you can fix it or change it drastically. I do think you can create a better competitive option. And fix the circumstances in society when it comes to home ownership, livable wages. You probably could fix it. I don't think all of them want to do that. They just think, okay, the money gonna be so great, even though it don't, because you remember you gotta climb the ranks. You don't just start and get rich. It ain't like a gamble. No, you still gotta put in work, and that's not how they operate when they do that half the time. And some of them do because they just got a mindset like that, but not most of them, I would assume. So no. I don't think we will go back, but I think you can easily find a better alternative. I know he don't believe that because it's like, oh, it's open. The reason why I don't agree with Abba on that, because you looking at the percentage. If 70% of them was getting rich, then yeah, it's no competing. Yeah, you can't compete with that. But so because you can't, it's not 70%, it's more like 20, 15. People don't want to take those chances as much or stick in for the long haul. So, because you can say the same thing about YouTube. Like, okay, just do YouTube and keep working at it and you can get rich too. I'm one of the people that taking them chances, and I'm going to stick around to see them chances come to fruition. Not everybody's like that. Because if that was the case, most people will be over here. In fact, I don't know anybody in my personal life that is doing good on YouTube. So I will be the first one in my personal life. So it is what it is. But with that being said, I'm going to let y'all finish the rest of their video. It's pretty much already done. It wasn't that long to begin with. I thought old girl was going to have more to say, but guess not. OF model warns young women, Abba and Preach. Shout out to the big homies that I never met, but hopefully one day will. With that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the Prosper gang. There's a lot of prosperity going on in this mug. And with that being said, always remember, Nothing is impossible to they who try. Till next time, I'm out. Dose.